This has been a very public grieving process. What have you seen, and what have some of them told you?
Robin, you bring up a good point. It certainly is uncomfortable. You feel like sometimes you're intruding on their privacy, but we're trying our best to tell the story, and the people who we've talked to, the family members who suffered so much, have been so gracious to us and sharing information, including this, what I'm about to tell you. About 30 minutes ago, they had a teleconference in that room behind me, behind the door here at the airport. And during the teleconference with Indonesian officials, they were officially told that a seventh body was recovered. Remember, 162 people apparently perished in this accident. That means there are still 155 family members of the ones who haven't recovered who are hoping for some resolution. One thing we need to point out, a lot of people, particularly officials here, have been talking about, now that it's not a mystery where this plane is, that there's some closure for these families. Closure is a really bad word. I found in these tragedies there's no such thing. It's a different phase for these people. They don't have to wonder what happened to their loved ones. But in some ways it's much more difficult because they know their loved ones won't come back. So it's not closure, it's just a different phase. And what they want during this different phase is for the bodies of their loved ones to be returned to them. And that's the most common question being asked. That's what officials tell us, is when will these bodies come? And that's why they just had this teleconference where they said they have recovered 7 bodies. We just received this picture from the Indonesian government, and it's a picture of divers getting ready to take off on a plane to dive in the water in an attempt to look for these bodies. As we speak, there are about 30 planes, about 40 ships, including a U.S. destroyer, out in the Java Sea, looking for the people who perished in this accident, and also looking for the black boxes, the so-called black boxes, the data recorder, the voice recorder, which presumably could help divulge what caused this plane to go down. The mystery of where the plane is no longer a mystery, but the mystery of why it crashed certainly is. Robin, John.
Still so much to talk about, to understand. We've also seen photographs of ambulances lining up close to where you are, because obviously over the next few days, the bodies that are found are going to have to be identified. You know, there's still so much still to be done.
Right. When the bodies are being recovered, they're being brought to a nearby island, Borneo Island, which is north of where we are, and then they will be transported to a hospital here in this city, about an hour away from the airport. Later today, we are told, the family members, this is officially known as the crisis center, they're going to move the crisis center closer to the hospital location where the bodies will be brought, so the families will be more conveniently located when their loved ones are brought to that hospital.